Hi guys, it's the infamous Gabby from Philly. I am here in the flesh. For those of you that couldn't figure out, I am indeed a female, so I'm glad we got that theory crossed off the list. But, there's been a lot of stuff that's been said since Sunday, and I'm here just to clear the air and tell you all the truth about Bravocon 2023. So, for starters, I am just your normal average girl. I really wish I could say that I had a more exciting life, but I don't. I'm literally sitting at my kitchen table in Philly doing this right now. So my life's really not that exciting. For people that were asking why I was dressed the way that I was in the video, no, it was not wash day in Vegas. And that I looked like a disgruntled fan. You are 100% correct, because by day 3 of BravoCon, I could barely form a sentence. I could barely talk. So you are 100% correct that I was disgruntled. I didn't even know what planet I was on. And if anyone's gone to BravoCon, you can attest that by day 3, you are just done. So next time I make my huge viral debut, I'll be sure to, be dressed more appropriately. Going on about things that people have been saying, which I might add, I have been so entertained this week about what people have been thinking have been said and, why I was there. Truth of the matter is, I wasn't paid. Everyone's saying that I was paid by Marge. I was paid by the Gorgas. I was paid by Bravo to be there and ask that question. Yeah, I didn't collect a single check. So I wish I could say I did, but again, just your normal average girl who watches Bravo. But your girl does have some student loans. So if anyone wants to run me a check, I can drop my Venmo, just let me know and we can make that happen, because those student loan payments have kicked back in. Continuing on, a lot of people were saying, why did you ask it at that panel? You're the same girl that asked it at the other panel. I was at the other Jersey panel, but I didn't ask that question. I didn't even ask a question during that panel. I ended up having to leave because I had a photo op at the same time. So wasn't even in line for a question. People were saying, oh, that girl wore the same outfit. Listen, I might be a disgruntled fan, but I'm not going to wear the same thing twice to BravoCon. I mean, come on, you got to change it up for the photo ops here. For those of you that follow the Instagram, you saw that I did indeed get a photo with Jen on the first day of BravoCon. So for people who haven't gone to BravoCon before, in the past, it's been that you would just line up and wait in line to see people. This year, they ended up changing it where you had to sign up to meet people and you were allowed 1 photo op per day. So that kind of caused a lot of controversy for people, because for those of us that spent a lot of money to be there, we were really upset that we were only, unfortunately, getting to meet 1 or 2 people per our day there. So what people ended up doing was they ended up switching their photo op times and emailing people's the code. So someone was giving up their photo op. It was Jen and Taylor Armstrong. The person that I was with was like, I would like to go. So I ended up going with them. I went up for my photo op. I said hi to Taylor, said hi to Jen, and I took my picture. I was excited to see Taylor. I've never met her before. I've seen Jen before at other BravoCons. This was my 3rd one. But again, I wasn't going to be rude and ask her to get out of the picture. We all paid money to be there. We paid money to see Bravo people. And I was getting my money's worth no matter how it went. So that is, that whole controversy. Because I know people are like, well, why would you get a picture with her if you don't like her? I don't care if she was there. I don't care if she wasn't there. Again, I wanted to get photo ops with people because that's what I paid money for. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty of the panel and how this all happened. So the Jersey panel, the part 2, because, they can't do 1 part since they don't like each other. It ended up being the last panel of BravoCon 2023. So the way that panels at BravoCon work are, the panels go on, they're about 50, 40, or usually 45 to 50 minutes, depending on what the panel is. And the last 10 to 15 minutes are left for Q&As. So people can go up to the mic. There's mics on 2 sides of the room. You line up, and if you get to ask your question and there's still time, they answer it. Out of my 3 years of BravoCon, the questions are shady and spicy. You have fans coming from all over that are big fans of Bravo. Of course, the questions are going to get a little bit grimy. So I ended up going up and while I was in line, because I wanted to make sure I asked my question, which I might want to add, my question wasn't even originally for Jen. It was going to be for Jackie and be related to, you know, the like friendship that has broken. But as I sat there and I watched the panel, I watched Jen constantly interrupt. She interrupted Dolores. She interrupted Louis. She interrupted Teresa. She even interrupted Michael Rappaport, the moderator, to the point that he had to turn to her and say, I got this. So as I'm sitting there watching it, I'm like, this girl just wants to be the center of attention. Like, she wants to do anything that Teresa will let her do. So therefore, that's where my question came from. Again, wasn't paid. No one approached me to ask the question. I am just your girl from Philly that is a straight shooter. And if I see something, I'm going to ask it. I didn't think that it would blow up. I didn't think that, you know, everyone in the audience would laugh. But apparently a lot of people have the same opinion as me. So, you know, I'm glad that I did. Do I regret asking my question in the way that I did? No. Do I regret not wording it differently? No. Honestly, the only thing that I regret is not waiting up there long enough for after Jen went on her spiel about friendship to say, so the answer is yes, you can, because she never really gave me an answer if she could crawl up any farther. But that's besides the point. Honestly, I stood there. Jen answered the question. I respect that she responded back in her own way. And that was that. I walked off the stage. For people that haven't been at Bravocon, there's a line of people behind you. I'm not going to sit there and continue to stay at the mic. I got off the stage and walked out. So for people saying, oh, the fan ran away, oh, the fan got shaded, listen, if that's what you guys consider shade, maybe you guys need to come to Philly, because that was not shade at all. Jen could have stopped it when she turned back on the stage. She, however, continued, which is where I have the problem and which is why I'm making this statement right now. When I walked off that stage, Jen could have, again, just sat her butt back on the couch and continued with the panel like any other Bravo person does. She chose to, however, continue to run her mouth, get Teresa, bring her up, and they wanted to tag team. I'm not hurt at what Jen said. Guess what? You want to sit there and call me big boy with the big mouth? I have thick skin, okay? You said it to the wrong person, honey, because your words don't affect me. However, if you were to say that to someone else, they might not have as thick of skin as I do. Your words have consequences. Your words hurt people, okay? As someone whose storyline was related to their daughter being bullied in school because she was overweight, okay? And having a family member that is a part of the LGBTQIA community, you're going to sit there and body shame and misgender someone? I have a problem with that. Before you opened your mouth, you knew that I was a female. And if you want to sit there and say big boy and people are saying, oh, in Jersey, that's meant to be called for someone tough. No, it's not. Because if that's what Jen meant, she wouldn't have put on Instagram, the whale waddled out. Which, Jen, I'm not even sure if you're aware of this. Whales don't waddle. That's a penguin. So maybe you should learn your animals, but I digress from that. My other problem is you're sitting there body shaming someone for being a big boy when 5 minutes before the Q&A started, you had a castmate who is recovering from an eating disorder, and a question was asked to her about how she's doing in her recovery. And she responded that she is on a good track. She's getting a good relationship with food. She's enjoying ice cream with her kids. And we all clapped because you know what? That is a goddamn hard thing to come over. But you're going to sit there and judge a fan for being a big boy? That's a problem. As someone that has a platform, Jen, and someone that can make a difference for people, all I'm going to say is next time, do better. So if your PR team's looking at this, you're watching this, someone sends this to you, take the message of do better. With that being said, Gabby from Philly out. Thank you all for the entertainment this past week. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your night, and go Birds.